Drew here, Frisco Tennis Stringing. Today we're going to do a product review for the Gamma X-2 stringing machine. It is a drop weight stringing machine that I started using when I first started stringing. It goes for about $190 on Amazon. I'll link to it below. It comes with a limited warranty, which is great. I've actually had to call their customer service before, and Gamma's been very helpful for any needed issue. With the machine, you'll get 2 flying clamps, which is necessary to string any racket with this type of stringing machine. You'll get it all, some pliers, and string cutters. So everything you need to string a racket other than the racket and string, you will get when you order this stringing machine. You can tension rackets from 9 to 90 pounds. The lower tensions, I string badminton rackets, so I use that quite a bit, and the higher tensions are for tennis. It's just going to be where you put the cylindrical weight on the tensioning bar. So to tension the racket, you just place the cylindrical weight on the corresponding tension on the tensioning bar. So there's going to be a little screw that you can unscrew on the weight, so you can slide it up and down the tensioning bar, and then once you find the desired tension, you can tighten that screw, which will keep it in place. And you want to use the face that's closest to the string gripper. That's going to be what you line up to the tension you want. So the face of the weight that is closest to the string gripper is what you will line on the weight. I use pounds, but kilograms are on there as well if that's easier for you. So once that cylindrical weight's on the tensioning bar, you can go ahead and mount the racket. It's a 2-point mounting system, so that's kind of inherently not as good as a 6-point mount, but it has a 2-point mounting system at the 6 and 12 position, so you can just put your racket frame over those mounts, and there's going to be a little piece of plastic behind the screw, so no metal's touching the frame. You definitely don't want metal touching the frame. And you can adjust the mounts with, it comes with a hexagon screw, or a hexagon wrench that you can unscrew the mounts and adjust them accordingly, since rackets will have different dimensions. So you can get those in position, and then if you string, you want the same amount of grommets on each side of that screw, so that screw should be at the 6 and 12 right in the middle of those grommets. And once you have that lined up and the hexagon screw tightened, you can go ahead and put the piece of plastic on top and screw that on top, so the racket's going to be firmly in place. You never want to over tighten the racket, but you want to make sure that's well in place. And so now mounted to 6 and 12, you can go ahead and string the racket. And if you ever used a drop weight stringer, basically you just wrap the string around the tensioning knob and put it in the string gripper, and you just use it as a clutch to ratchet back and forth to tighten that string. And the goal is to get the tensioning bar with that weight as parallel to the ground as possible. If you can get that tensioning bar parallel to the ground, that should give you approximately the right tension, so you can go ahead and clamp using your flying clamps those strings. And so once you clamp it, then you can go ahead and loosen that tensioning bar. But the goal is to get the tensioning bar with that weight as parallel as possible to the ground. Some good things about this stringer: it's affordable. It's $190, so it'll pay for itself after several stringings. So it's definitely the most affordable, or one of the most affordable ones on the market. It's very lightweight. It's mobile. So if you want to travel with it, you're welcome to. It's very lightweight compared to other stringers. It has limited warranty, which is very good, especially if you buy it through Amazon. And no power source is needed, so you're just using gravity. So it definitely has some good qualities to it. Some bad things about this racket stringer: it's very time consuming. I string professionally, so using this stringing machine would be very difficult, because it takes considerably more time, because you have to ratchet the tensioning bar rather than just press a button on an electronic or a crank stringing machine. Also, I do not like the 2-point mounting system. It does just fine, but when you're putting tension on rackets, it's always good to have the entire frame supported. So at this point, I really only like stringing rackets when possible with the 6-point mounting system, because you have the entire racket is supported through the mounting system, rather than just the top and bottom of the racket frame. So the 2-point mounting system I'm not a huge fan of. Neither am I of the flying clamps. If you have a nice machine, you have fixed clamps attached to the machine, so you can just clamp the string and lock the clamp into place. The flying clamps, it can be a little cumbersome and take a little bit longer time, so that is definitely a downside to this. Also, it's probably not going to be as accurate. You're using gravity to tension the machine rather than an actual machine that's been calibrated, so there's going to be the margin of error is greater. And honestly, the string gripper, when you're ratcheting, you can do some damage to the string if you're not careful. Like some of the more delicate strings, I'm always a little weary about using this type of stringing machine because ratcheting back and forth, you can sometimes scuff up the string a little bit more than you would like if you're a competitive tennis player. So those are some of the bad things about this stringing machine. All in all, my recommendation, if you're just starting stringing and want to see if it's for you, or you're just going to be stringing for yourself and you don't need a really high quality stringing machine, it's a great one to get started. I started stringing just to see if I liked it when I first started stringing. This is what I used, and once I found out I liked it, then I went and upgraded to an electronic stringing machine. But getting started, this was a great fit for me, and I learned some of the basics of stringing that I used going forward before I became a master racket technician. So all in all, if you're looking to get started, it is a good starting stringing machine. Again, I'll link to the item below if you're looking to purchase it through Amazon, and it should get to you in a few days. Also, remember, I do teach a class on Udemy. I'll link to that as well. If you're ever interested in learning how to string a tennis or badminton racket, check out that Udemy class. It's pretty affordable. We go through step by step how to string a racket. I do include several videos with the drop weight stringing machine. So if you're looking to more details on how to string a racket using this stringing machine, that Udemy class may be a great fit for you. So I encourage you to check that out as well. So this has been Drew from Frisco Tennis Stringing, and I hope to talk soon.